welcome to you all for the third day of online STTP. Your presence makes us really happy. First session will be on Business Intelligence Tool. Today, we are pleased to welcome Mr.Kias Hanifa, Chief Technology Officer from Fonicom Limited, Malta. Welcome, sir. Our resource person is a tech-savvy and a passionate computer professional. He started his career as a customer support in 1998, and now, with over 22 years of experience, he has no field left. He is extensively experienced in unified communications, security, networking, cloud, big data, and analytics. His areas of expertise includes networking design and implementation, product design and development, strategic technology planning, vendor management, leadership and supervision, project management, enterprise data management, and building Linux tools. This journey from a customer support to Chief Technology Officer is truly remarkable and an inspiration to all of us. We are humbled by your presence, sir. I would like to request our resource person, Mr. Kias Hanifa, to take over the session. The session is all yours, sir.
Good morning, everyone. I hope we are all coping up with the pandemic, and I think the new form of this particular seminars are going very well now, especially where we meet everyone online. I know how we don't know how long it's going to exist, but I think we are doing well on this. Thanks, ma'am, for giving a good welcome address, and thanks for everything and giving the opportunity to again to present a good topic, and it is one of the provoking topic of the trending topic, I would say. So I am assigned this topic of the business tools. Okay, let me take it in a more generic way. So I believe I'm audible, right, everyone?
Yes, sir, you're audible.
All right, thank you. So like right now, the biggest challenge we are facing is now business. The business, how to keep on business, what are the new ways to enhance business, how to discover new ideas, how to make new decisions. There are a lot of things which are coming on the way for us, and for which data is becoming the new resource. In one of the forums in an European Union, Neelie Kroes called data as the new oil, because why he called this as a new oil, because there is a lot of potential. There is a lot of undiscovered things which can be done from that particular oil. So what happened when the crude oil was discovered? It changed our economy by driving the development of a combustion engine, central heating, and a lot of power generation, and all these things was clubbed because of the discovery of the oil market, and this was a major driver for the economy. This was around like few decades back. So this oil as a technology itself fueled as an economic force that changed people, the way of people, how they lived and worked. So this was one of the biggest example how oil changed our life. And today, data at present has become one of the most valuable resources driving our economy by impacting every single industry in today's global market. So that is how we refer data as a new oil. So we see that like it is impacting our economy. Like in any industry we see, like for example from a tea shop or from a Fortune 500 company, we know that how to target customers. We know how to target people, how to target business, how to target consumers, how to get repeated recommendations. All those things were possible. All those things are possible only because of the data. So data is becoming the new what you call the new tool, the new fuel for us to do a lot of business. We may think in a very simple, as a simple example now. Google, for example, we saw Google as a search engine company in the past before 2000. Before the year of 2000, Google was just a a data company, but so it was just a search engine company. But now they are a data company because they do a lot of adverts. That's how they started their business model, out of which they gained a huge market share. They were able to target people. All those things were done with business intelligence as the core idea. So today, data is fueling a very similar change. It impacts not just high-tech, high-profile companies, but even low-tech companies. Okay, you see that everyone uses it. Even on a mobile, even a mobile, we use when we try to buy things. We look for reviews. We look for data. We look for tweets. We look for the social media comments. All those things. These are all indirectly is a business intelligence tool phenomena we are following now. So when this guy Neely Cross rightly said that data is a new oil, we were able to segmentize the existing data as a crude oil and then convert that into a first part, like for creating recommendations. Convert the dull statistics. For we know that we can do mean, data, means, steady, mean, standard deviation, regression, whatever with the. But what happens is, for a layman, these insights will not be able to give any ideas because you need to make it more visible, more attractive. These are the things which were all done by from the data into a usable insights. That is, a dull statistics became and usable insights. And for example, now customer experience is the biggest trend now, because without customer experience, without repeated customers, you can't run any platform or any business, whether it is B2C or B2B, whatever. In whatever channel you are connected, there is always a partner channel, there is always a customer channel. So for all those things, you need optimize the customer experience by creating interactive platforms with customer platforms, for which again data is required. Then how we see data, for example, like in the raw data, you would have seen like fields like date of origin, date of, but this can be really there's a lot of echo.
Sir, please unmute your mic, sir.
Yeah, okay. No, there was a lot of echo. Sorry for that. I don't know what happened.
You can go ahead, sir.
Okay.
Now it's audible.
All right. Okay. So we are able to analyze, repackage, and relabel whatever the data available. For this, again, a business tool or a software is required. Then, for everything, now the data-driven strategy is there for everything. So for example, like when you analyze a business product, or when you analyze any sort of business model, you need data. You at least you need to know numbers. You need to see what's going on. But again, you need to have a data-driven strategy. So all those things are related data as a whole in a nutshell, which becomes a lot of resourceful data, lot of resourceful information is lying on a data, which can be segmentized, which I'll go through in the few slides. Okay, how now? Again, like now these business tools are becoming more and more cloud oriented, because now right now this on-premise, all those things are phased out, and you would have seen after this COVID pandemic, like how cloud is ruling the pandemic market, because you see everything right now on cloud, and we are able to do a better job with the cloud offered services. So now again, BI is part of a cloud service as well. So this is the general thought how we see data in a nutshell. So data is there. You see for data analytics, for insights, interactive platforms, then you can customize it, relabel it in whatever forms you want. Then you can implement with the results your business ideas into a data driven strategy, and from then you can always do a consistent flow of data with the available KPIs. So these are the key nodes I would say for the data to start with. Now, this data oil clearly shows that many industries are shifting towards a data-driven strategy. Right now, electronic manufacturers are changing focus from hardware to customer platforms. Utilities, where we pay our bills and all, are shifting from energy production to leveraging data from smart meters. Now banks are providing, usually they are used to provide transaction services. Now what they are trying to do is they are trying to analyze your spending patterns. So this is something of an example for a data driven strategy where people like the providers, the vendors target you in a different way. As I said, banks are moving from providing transaction services because you always do a deposit, withdrawal, then you do a check or some or a cash transfer or some fund transfer. This was usually your pattern of business. But now what banks try to do is that when you are spending the money, where are you spending the money, how they can optimize it, how they can recommend you some pattern, recommend you some business models for savings, or some for recurring deposits, or for a mutual fund. All those things are able to be done only with a business tool. So that is where business tools are becoming a more innovative product with a data as a new oil. So this data as a new oil gave us a new enabler, which is the new software called business intelligence tools. This business intelligence tools is used for clearly do a data driven strategy because the results are very clear, they are very transparent, because business intelligence is the process of delivering actionable business decisions from analytical manipulations and presentation of data. So what happens is, you have, for example, imagine a case like the busiest airports. You have the data of the busiest airports of the 10 years. For this 10 years, you can find how busiest it was, when it was busy, to which country there was more of transit flight, where it was flying most, and where was the origin of the passengers, where were the immigration of the passengers. So these kinds of insights, these kind of actionable insights can be driven just from 10 years of data. These are hidden. These are hidden as an actionable business insight, but we don't know. For this, we need a tool. So that is how the business intelligence gives the intelligent logic and data delivery to ensure a single source of truth. You have data as a truth. From there, you are unmasking the hidden values, like what I said. Like for an example of that frequent flights, you can find who are the frequent flyers, where they are flying, how they transit, how much luggage was carried, what was the business value derived of it, what was the tourism affected, what was the tourism or the hospitality industry which was enabled by that. So these things can be correlated as well. So there is no end for data in a more of a data driven strategy. So that is the reason now people are targeting, like all the business are targeting data as a new tool. So that's how I would start the introduction. So there we see data as a crux of the revolutioning enterprise. It is now revolutioning all the enterprises. Now, thanks for the big data, because you have lot of technologies to analyze data, and a lot of data analysts and scientists are working increasingly to make more data informed decisions. So this has become a domain by itself, where it has created a hierarchy in such a way that you can do a bigger career with the data science or data analysis or a business intelligence. So that's how I would say as the first part of my introduction of the business tool. So now, what is the problem with our generic Excel or existing tools? So imagine that I have an Excel file. Imagine, so what is the problem with the Excel file? I can use an Excel file, but what happens is I cannot do many. I can do I can do some graphs, I can do some filters, I can do some pivot tables, all those kinds of stuffs. But imagine that I have 10 files of 10 different files of 10 same kind of files, CSV files or Excel file of a census of a population where the data fields will be the same, but every year the data will be changed. Because for this, if I want to do a union of data or a join of a data or a blending of data, this is something will not be easily done with an Excel. You can do a lot of things, but it is not in a click of a finger. So what happens is, this always created the necessity for a new tool, the business tools. So I can do these joins, I can do the outer joins, I can do the left joins, I can do the
Hello, sir.
hello.
Sir, you just sorry to interrupt you between. You just said blending of data is not done, but sir, in Excel we can make different sheets, right? So that
No,
is
we
a form of
can
blending.
wait. But a blending, how, like, see, for example, if I want to build a dashboard, on the dashboard I have a MySQL data and I have an Oracle data and then I have a Hadoop data. All those things, if I want to, certain drivers are even not available in Excel now. So that
Okay.
the external resources, because for example, like for example, I'm comparing just 10 sheets of data with 10 tabs of sheet, it's fine. But what happens is, if you're talking of terabytes of data, even Excel will not be able to process it. So
Okay.
this is a primitive problem. I mean saying that because now we are talking on it. Thanks for the question, and your question is valid, and that's how we all started using Excel. It is excellent. But what happens is, on a small scale, it is very good. We can do a lot of insights. We can do things. But on an actionable insights where you want to compare a decade of data, this is something which we face a problem with that. I don't know if you are practically faced that, but we use whenever when we are connecting to a lot of resources to grab data, we find a problem. So imagine that like your Facebook, how they do the analytics. For example, they use a simple tool called Scribe. Scribe is a tool for just pulling your comments and likes, your reactions. That is very real time, where I will be able to tell you about your poll in half an hour, which is not something very easily possible on a relational database or an old database. So this I have to do some special scripting, then take the backend data, then I have to do a real-time analysis of your data and say that, okay, this many people liked your particular share, this many people liked your poll, this was a test case for Obama's election. When they did the campaign, they were able to analyze it in a more real time with Scribe. So this was something, a tool which they built by themselves. This is for just for logging their comments and the reactions. Simple. So this is all they need is only few parameters, a Boolean parameters, yes or no, that's it. But even from when you're taking data from a million of people, you will be stuck. So that is the reason I'm saying that external resources are always a problem for business intelligence when you're looking for a real-time decision. Is that fine for you?
Yes, sir. So another question I have.
Sure.
Facebook also uses Profit. Sir, I don't know what is Profit. Is it similar to Scribe?
How do you spell profit, please?
Prhopet, something like that. It is a kind of analytics tool which Facebook uses. I have heard of it, but I'm not sure what it is all about.
PRO, how do profit or
P
PROF?
Prophet.
PHET. Sorry, I never heard about it. Sorry for that, but I can look it if you want.
Yeah, sure. Okay, sir. Okay,
Not
okay.
a
Sure,
problem.
sure.
It's not a
Okay,
problem.
sir. Okay, sir.
Because
Okay, sir.
usually I know whatever they opens the tools which they always open source, I am aware of it. But usually, for example, like the Scribe is open source, you can also use it. You can just install it and you can start capturing your logs. So that is also, it's a very good tool. I used it. And for example, we use Elasticsearch as the backend database for that. For the NoSQL, then you use the front-end Scribe for doing analytics. So it is easy. That is, we are done, but I'm not heard about it. Sorry for that. Okay. So now there are a lot of drivers for this. I mean, there is a lot of changes we have seen in this few decades, because few decades back, like our TVs were the major source of information. I know on the advertising side, people are used to upsell products through only TV ads. Then things changed. We used to watch, we used to follow the internet, we used to see the RSS feeds, then all the live radios, small or internet radios. These were something the influencers like even 10 years back. Now I know that still this web-based generation is still there, but now we are going on a more on a semantics, like semantics and what you call analysis of even the posts, the tweets. We know whether it is positive or neutral. We do a sentiment analysis of all the posts, the tweets, the reviews. Then we arrive. There are automated tools for it. Then there are also extraction tools for it, which can just tell a review whether a movie is bad, whether a product is bad. Even sometimes Apple was able to replace their batteries based on the reviews, because these things were these were live and these were from verified users, so they were able to get information live and authorize it and verify it. Now what happens is, like all these big data companies like LinkedIn or Facebook, then Quora, all those things, where they work only on collecting the topics, the posts, the trending posts, and see what is the impact, what is the business decision out of it, what kind of things could be done based on the reviews, posts, and tweets. So this is becoming more and more influential these days, because the mobile generation is something a growing trend, and I feel that I'm proud to be a part of it. But our decisions are very fast these days when compared to that of 10 years back, because even to join a course, even to take a career, at that time we used to like inquire with a lot of people, like even the decision process. Now we just see, okay, this course is good, this college is good, this phone is good, this laptop is good. So we were able to decide ourselves. So this power was derived in this mobile generation indirectly with the business tools and with the data analytics and data analysis. So thanks to this particular trend and the science, the data science, where we got into this stage. This is the biggest change we have seen on a data level. So now, looking on a technology part, this was the change was the change what we saw was on a what do you call on a layman terms. We were saying all those things as a generation model, but how there was always economy of things happening at each and every moment, because at every point there is always a business. Even when there is a TV generation, even then when there was a Nintendo generation, there was always connected economy, because this is something the appealing part of any business, because without business there is no economy. So what happens is how the connected economy was different compared to the existing scenario. Earlier the data driven strategy was not so influential. Now the connected economy, we were able to do that. See, even on the pandemic, we are able to now predict what will happen in the next 6 months, how the real estate will be there in the next 6 months, what will be the oil prices, what will be the gold prices, because now we are hitting a drastic change in the gold prices because of the e-gold, because people are investing in the e-gold. And this is all because of people are investing on, there is nothing to invest more than a share market, because the share markets are falling. And since it's a robotic share market, because we do a lot of analysis based on algorithms, now since the share markets are falling down, the only appraisal goes to gold, and that is the reason the e-gold is going up and down. Ups, I would say up, no down at all. So this connected economy now is because of the data, because the 6 months of data, the 6 months of pandemic has influenced a lot of things, and
the things are working fine. Now you can see clearly.
Hello, sorry, go ahead. Hello.
You can proceed, sir.
Oh, sorry.
You can proceed now. Thank you.
Thank you. So now this connected economy was one of the influencers. Now we are seeing IoT. IoT is connected to business tools, because now I would say most of the electronic devices we have can be controlled by an Android app. I can say when I have to refill my fridge, when I have to switch on my washing machine, when I have to switch on my AC, on what mode it has to be, and how to drive the car, where there will be traffic. All those things now, Internet of Things are ruling the world with the data-driven tools. So again, these are more enablers. And mobility. The mobility is now, the mobile generation is so fast that you get a lot of answers instantly. Because the desktop and PC generation is still there, but what happens is with the mobile we are able to reach the masses in a much more fast way, I would say, and more an economic way also. So all these things have now enabled the need for a business intelligence as a part of our business process. So that is the reason this was one of the biggest enablers, I would say. The mobility, the Internet of Things, and how the connected economy works made business tools as a necessity evil. So that is how I would place things. Now, this kind of, so far, we are talking about the connected economy, we have so much of exabytes of data around now till 2020. This is the amount of data when compared in the last 10 years. From 2009 to 2020, we have so much of 40,000 exabytes of data. What we are going to do with that? What is that? How this was generated? So this was our primitive process of how the business model canvases were. As a customer, I used to go to a shop, then there will be always a channel where he gets his products delivered. I buy that, I give my comments there, and there is a revenue. Then this is a more primitive way which we have seen always working down. But we never knew that we always left some data for at each and every point. The partners, the key activities, the value proposition, customer relationship, the revenue, the type of channels, the resources, the cost. So this already has given so much of data to us in the last 20 to 30 years, which we never digged into. So this was the first step of our canvas model, where we started digging into it and find the proposition values which we can convert into actionable insights. So people now started with this kind of amount of data that is created. Then what happened is there is data sales. I could tell you when Steve Jobs was stuck with the disease, he employed a private agency to collect data similar to his DNA to see how long and what kind of side effects or what are the things they encountered to compare. It was on a global level, from all hospitals, from all the patient data. When he was sick, Steve Jobs was he was rich and he was able to do it. But he was able to do that business intelligence drive at that point because he was able to get those data from anonymous data. These are anonymous data, but nothing was, nothing was targeted, but anonymized data from much of the streams. How this was happening? Because there are always data sales. People are selling your data, privacy data, anonymized data at a cost. And this was how this was happening, because we were always leaving an audit trail at each and every point of our purchase, of our inquiry, of our customer support, or the way we interact with the customers, whatever. Like there was always an audit trail at each and every point, and that's the reason like they were able to sell the data and extrapolate the data into an actionable insight. So this was a major business, the data sales. So, but now what happens is each and every company is confined to its own resources. They are not selling the data, rather than they are conforming it into a more of a structured way of storing that into an actionable data. So this is how they streamlined the data which was already there. Now, how this was helpful on a business actionable insight? See, what happens is today I buy a product. I say that this is not good. Another one buys a product. He says that is not good. Then what happens is I speak to my supplier. They say, okay, this particular product has a problem, that particular. Then what happens is if he's a global vendor, he will be able to collect information across the globe and see that, okay, there is a small problem in this product overall. So this enables product innovation. On the next version, he has to change it for sure, or he has to apply a patch. So this I'm talking on an app level or on a software level. But if it is on a hardware level, then you need to do a small change. Or if it is an engineering level, needs to be change in the architecture. Or if there is an automobile level, it has to be there. So this kind of innovations were also part of the business intelligence tools, where the data was giving actionable insight. Because we always take reviews and feedbacks with a pinch of salt, but we don't care about it. But now people care about it, because you are displayed on the social media saying that, okay, your product is not good, that product is not good, this is comparatively good, this car is good, that car is not bad, so like people started comparing it. Now on a competitive market, we have to get there. For that, again, business intelligence tools gives you the product innovation ideas. So that is the next key factor which has given us more profit for us. Because all I'm thinking, see, I always think on a profitable level. See what could profit us. So now this data, even though I said it's an oil is a profit for us. We are saying we want to trade oil. Now that is a profit for us. So this data is turning into a product at a cost for us, and that's how I see. Now, on top of that, you have a lot of value added process to your data, because when you see that you are not only confined just to your service providers, even on how the partners are reacting to it, how the business partners, they were also influenced with the data. I can say that, okay, I can project my company to this level in another 3 months, in 3 years, because of my X sales this year. I can go globally on an IPO level, or I can go into the stock market in 3 years. I can project my company. My sales will be this much. My sales will go down, or my new product will go up. All those things where I can upsell, I can do a value-added integration with my data, with my internal data as well. So that is the reason, like data, the way we saw a primitive data, now how the data is exposed is in a different level. So it is giving you product innovation, it is giving you profit, it is giving you retaining of customers. All those things are possible only on actionable insights which are derived from the business tools with the underlying data. So there were always dull statistics. It was dull. That dull is converted into an actionable insights, and that is converted into a profitable insight. And I know that there is a big team always work for us. This is how an hierarchy of a business intelligence works. So there is always data scientists, there is BI developers, there are visualization developers, there are analysts who are working on the back end for the managers, for the business managers, on the directors who can take the company into the next level based on this hierarchy. Because this itself is a separate domain, a separate career in itself, where we can see lot of job options, lot of certifications, lot of new college degrees. All those things are now possible on this particular business domain based off the lot of data. See, I can give you some examples of companies who only work with, for example, H2O, Kaggle, Xperify. All those things are just working on competitions, who can just work on, see how to extrapolate data into an actionable insight. These are the things that are done in a lot of companies. Now people are doing that. I can show you, send you the links of these URLs. You can have a look and also see how we can participate in these competitions of the data scientists or the business tools. So this is how it is. Now, on an architecture level, this is what we have always been using, and this is how I would project business intelligent architecture. I am not confined to any source. I am not confined to any data. I am having who are the data sources for us. So it could be an ERP business suite. It could be an Oracle. It could be a PeopleSoft or a JD Edward, or it could be a relation database from Oracle, IBM, Microsoft SQL, or from SAP, or it could be an Excel file, or it could be an SAP data, or it could be an unstructured data, or it could be an OLAP data. All those things, it becomes an universal semantic layer for data. On top of this, the business intelligence platform works and brings agile visualization, data dashboards, and reporting. So this is how the whole architecture is unified with all the data. It could be the data source can be from ERP or relational data or memory or NoSQL data, unstructured data, whatever it is. The business intelligence platform integrates and unifies into a dashboard which is actionable and easily could be made into an actionable insight by the managers and reported well. And we can do constant changes, constant querying, and constant updates, and make all the required modifications at any point to get the data, to get the visualized data. This could be accessed from a mobile device. It could be accessed from browsers or any on-demand, or it could be embedded in your Excel, or it could be done into a Word or a PowerPoint or in an enterprise portal. So this is how the whole BI architecture works when you are accessing the data. So what this is, what we are on the, as we see the sources here, the sources are from, it could be anywhere. It can be from anywhere, but everything is unified. What does it give? It gives you access to your business data anywhere, anytime, and connections to live business data and make smarter decisions, an interactive experience for business users and executives, the ability to intuitively access, navigate, analyze data, and smart search for relevant information. So all those things, as I said, this architecture gives you this particular features. You can access your data, you can make smarter decisions, you can make into a more interactive, in a more interactive way, and you can always navigate data. For example, if you have a sampling of 3 months, you can expand it to the next 3 years or next 3 or 6 months. And for example, and also when you're doing a search, you can just filtrate give more filters. For example, when you're looking for some census data or for a student information, you can go multiple filters. Then you can get smart search information from that. So these are the arrived benefits. These are the arrived benefits from the BI when you're integrating it. So what does your existing MySQL or your existing dashboard lack? It is, what happens is you have a decreased query time with the BI because you are unified. You have multiple sources. Identifying and tracking key performance metrics is easy, very easy. And providing reports and performing analysis planning is very easy, and make business decisions. See, on a primitive tool, on a primitive reporting tool, what we can always do is you can just generate data, you can do a query, you can join it, you can do left join, unions, intersections, whatever, you can do formulas, everything. All those things you can do. But when you are doing a predictive analysis, now because as I said, predictive analysis is becoming more and more a trending topic now. So predictive, what happens is, I would say, now the exponentially growing amount of data in the world that is observed in the last decade. The number of related technologies and terms also started growing at a faster rate. But now suddenly people in the industry, media, academia started talking about big data, data mining, analytics, machine learning, data science, data engineering, statistical learning, artificial intelligence, and many other terms. All those things becomes predictive analysis for us, because this was not a term before. But now what happens is, I would say, big data, data mining, analytics, machine learning, data science, data engineering, statistical learning, artificial intelligence, and many other is becoming under one roof of predictive analysis. This was something not not seen before, but now we are seeing this as a business decision process. So that is how BI is becoming a more innovative tool for us. So again, because I want to make it more generic, because I'm not confined to more on the tools. I want to see, I'm just giving the pointers of what we are doing and what exactly is going on. So now we are trying to learn what your data truly holds, perform data analysis from the non-data analysis, business decisions, and data drives markets insurgents. Uprising software is enabler. Data drives market insurgents, uprising, and software is the enabler now, because the new data drives market insurgents. Market insurgents are nothing but your uprising business, and the BI is the tool which is the enabler of that. So this BI, the data driven strategy, has created a new platform or a new software that is called the BI, the business intelligence tool. So we are referring to a lot of tools here, because there are a lot of industry tools, I would say, and I'm just showing you a few. Power BI and Excel, as you say, it is always Excel is one of the always the smallest tool we have used. Power BI is Power BI is from Microsoft. It is a self-service solution and integrates seamlessly with the data sources such as Microsoft Excel and SQL Server. And Power BI is good for generating interactive dashboards, reports, and data sets for users. So Power BI, this is one of the tools which is always present in the market. It's from Microsoft. Then D3. D3 is more of a data-driven document. It's a JavaScript based. So since it's a JavaScript based, it is from the web, the transition from the web. So you will be able to see results only from the web. Now, there is this new studio called R Studio. R is a free and open source statistical programming language that produces beautiful graphics. So R language has been widely used among statistical community and more recently the data science and machine learning community as well. So R is a free, open source, and a statistical programming language. It's a language. It's not a tool. It's a language, I would say. And again, Python is one of your traditional programming language, and it is more of it is very analytical and statistical as well, and it's a language as well. But it is not. I would not say it's a tool, but it's good for producing dashboards and reporting as well. Then Click is a commercial tool. They are good in, again, visualizations of your data, and from your desktop you can do it. Then Tableau is your core now. Tableau is a specializing of the business intelligence solution using a desktop tool. It is something similar to Click, I would say, and it is what is the advantage of Tableau is it is very easily installable and easy to learn. So that is the unique feature of Tableau. Then Microsoft SQL Server. Even now, what happens is SQL Server was always treated as a database in the past. Now what they are what they are doing is, after the cloud emergency, sorry, emerging of the cloud, they are giving a lot of tools for insights as well. Microsoft SQL Server has their own insight tools. Splunk is good for analyzing the logs. They are very specific. They are very specific to log analysis. Imagine firewall logs, or router logs, or network logs, or audit logs. All those things can be converted into an actionable insight with Splunk. This is also a commercial tool. Then SAP has always been industry leader, and it's like on a lot of things, and they have the SAP HANA as their BI tool. But again, these are all, I'm just giving everything in a tangent, because I'm just giving some examples of tools which is already in the market, and which can be used. But always, you can always develop your own dashboards with R and Python, which is always my preferred way, because you have a lot of power on Python, R, because you can do whatever you want. And Tableau, what happens is, you can connect to the data source, whatever data source you want. Then you can blend it, join it, union it, and you can create insights. You can pivot it, you can merge it. All those things, again, is everything is possible with everyone. But I'm giving an emphasis on Tableau, because that's part of your again your the course you are going to attend. Then, as I said, like, these tools again give you like three things: dashboards, reports, and actionable insights. And dashboards, I would say, I'm not just going to take much of time on dashboards, because you see is as analytical, tactical, and strategic, because I can always split dashboards into three areas on the way you see it, whether you want it in an analytical way, or a tactical way, or a strategic, or a business strategic way. All those things could be defined on Tableau as well. So that is the nature of how data is present, and how the drivers are changing now on a global way on the data. So on a good note, so what we started is, we started data as the oil. The oil is deriving into profit. How to convert that into a profit is, it could be anything. Like, I'm taking any company, it could be Facebook or Google or Quora. What they do is, they start with a different agenda, and based on the data they have, they start into targeting and recommendations and data analytics. So this becomes an enabler of business. So that is the first thing. Now, the second thing is how we are converting data into insights into interactive platforms, and how we see that in a cloud platform or in a data-driven strategy. This is simple. This is the core what we saw data is. Now I can share some data sets for you, where you can do some analysis on any platform you want, whether you want to do an on Anaconda dashboard or BI, or those things could be done, and you can do it into a simple actionable insight. Let me show you something. One second.
Sir, it seems we can't hear you, sir.
No, no, wait. I'm trying to share a screen, but wait a sec. Okay.
Oh, okay, sir. Okay.
See, okay. See, I don't know if you know about this site Kaggle, okay, where this is one of your data visualization, pre-processing. It's a competition site where you can compete on on a given problem, and you give a solution for it. See, this particular data set, what we have is, this is a market basket analysis. This is just finding what the customers buy at every point. So for example, from these are the most popular items: chicken, burgers, chutney, turkey, eggs, shrimp, mineral water, exactly. And the insight is here, mineral water is the highest, burger is the next, turkey, chocolate, frozen vegetables, spaghetti, shrimp. This is how the bar graph is done for based on the sales. Then again, this is the popular items on a heat map. Here you see which has the more emphasis: mineral water, burger, turkey, chocolate, all those things. This is a bit of an insight. What are the first 15 choices for customers on food? Eggs, mineral water, frozen vegetable, pasta, spaghetti, burgers, shrimp, cookies, chutney, French fries, exactly. What are the second choices? Meatballs, almonds, salmon, avocado, champagne, naan, light cream, burgers, pet food. So what happened is, how did I arrive this? This is something of the data which is an Excel sheet, which I use as a data source, and from that we derived the most popular items, the first 15 popular items, then the second popular items. So that this, what happens is, this enables the shopkeeper or the supermarket owner to ensure that they have always the stock of that in a bigger level. So this emphasizes, this gives the recommendation for the suppliers and the owners to be on top of these particular items so that they don't miss the sales. So that is where the insight, you see, you would have not seen, but this is based on a transaction of 6 months, of 3 months, what the popular items in that supermarket that is always purchased by the customers. So this is simple. So I'm just giving a very simple example of how a business intelligence tool gives an insight on the most frequent products and the most popular items. So this is the way you are to make data into an actionable insight. I'm just giving that as a, if you want, I can give the link so that have a look on all the competitions as well, so that you can still use it. So I send the link to everyone. So this algorithm of market following a correlation concept. See, there are different types of approach it. Like this is on an appropriate algorithm. You could see that there is a question like that, but this is on an appropriate. There are a lot of algorithms, and this is particular on appropriate. But even on correlation, you can do it. And you can, if you want, if you're interested, you can also participate on the competition if it is not if the time is not, if the deadline is not over. But you can have your own ideas and concepts. That's what I'm just giving you a tip to see how market analysis. There are a lot of examples for COVID. There is for facial detection. You name it. There are a lot of competition. So you have the data sets as well. You can compete. It's not a problem at all. So that's how these are the open competitions right now. And open predict future sales. For example, I'm saying future sales, house prices, digit recognizer, So these are the things which is already there, but you can, and also the completed ones, you can also go through it and get a gist of it, because you don't lose anything, because you can still, your students can go through the code and they can use it also, but it's in Python. But this is, I'm just putting it as a side note. This is not part of the the course, but I'm just giving as an encouraging tip. That's the only thing. If you have questions, like, ask me. I'm mostly done with the keynote introduction. Thank you everyone again.
Thank you, sir. Participants, please raise your hand or unmute yourself and ask your questions.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
So in the beginning, I mentioned that tool, right? That was Profit. That you can that is actually analytics tool which Google, Facebook uses to send recommendations to people. So that was what I was talking. It was a PROPHET. You can get it
Okay.
from the Google also.
All right. I will check about it.
PHET.
PHET. Okay.
Facebook basically uses this tool, sir. It's a machine learning tool, kind of.
Fantastic. And what about that TensorFlow and all? What happens to that?
So that I don't know so much.
All right. Okay. Understood. Okay.
Sir, another thing, sir, your presentation was awesome. Sir, kindly do share your PPTs to the organizer so that we can get it after the session ends.
Sure, I'll do that. I'll send to Kanimuri madam. Yeah, I'll do that.
Thank you, sir. Thanks a lot, sir.
And there is even Google reviews or a lot of help. Please send me the links to the chat box. I didn't understand what is this. In the chat, there is a.
They are asking the URL you have already mentioned, sir.
Oh, okay, okay, understood, understood. No, I'm just going through the chat now because I didn't see the chat earlier.
Okay, okay, sir.
There is someone who is asking to unmute.
Okay, so I'll do that.
Oh, Femina Selvi.
Dr. M. Femina Selvi, please you can speak now. Your mic is unmuted. Ma'am? Your mic is already unmuted. You can speak now, ma'am. Or else you can type, yeah. Sir, she wants to know the differentiate Kaggle and Tableau. She wants to know the difference.
Okay, see, that's what I said. Tableau is a desktop tool. What happens is most of the I would say that Kaggle is more of a coding analysis, like where you see the data and you use the algorithm, you think of the algorithm, what will be the right one to use it, and that is how Kaggle is. It's a web-based. It's a web-based private. It's a commercial platform where you attend competitions based on data set. But Kaggle cannot be used for your internal data sets. So imagine that, for example, for a bank, if they want to find out the defaulters of a loan, for that they usually use an Excel sheet or a SAP tool. They can also use Tableau with the 10 years of data and find out why this, because if they see that if a particular customer is a defaulter in the last 3 months, they can relax the terms and say that, okay, we'll give you another 3 months of time to pay the loan. So these things kind of insights that could be arrived based on an internal data, for which you need an internal tool like Tableau or Power BI or whatever. These are all something internal. internal software, internal desktop software, which is exactly what you're doing with the data. But on a prediction level, when you're going on a more of a large scale, that is even data analysis, and that is for researchers. And as you said, because the topic is also for a research tool, Kaggle is like Debjit said, like it's a hackathon. It's an hackathon platform where you can compete and give your ideas how this particular data set it could be transformed into a actionable insight without Tableau, or you can use the same data with the Tableau to present it, but you need some algorithms to analyze it. That is more important because there will be a pattern. That pattern will not be visible on Tableau. That is very important.
Thank you, sir. Dabjit is asking, like, is Kaggle a kind of hackathon?
Exactly, it's like a hackathon.
Okay.
You said it could be used to new data analytics. Exactly. I mean, exactly. That is what it is. Can you give suggestion? Can you give any suggestion which software tool is best for visualization? It is like even Tableau is good for visualization. Tableau is a visualization tool as well. See, the product differs. Power BI and Tableau are from different companies. Power BI is from Microsoft, which does almost the same thing like Tableau. And I don't know if you have the demo of Tableau, but anyone can sign up just Tableau and develop and download it and use it. Both Power BI and Tableau. Power BI has a limitation of 2 GB or 3 GB of data, and Tableau they give you 1 month of trial period. I believe that's what I remember vaguely, but there's a trial period as well. But you can use it. Business intelligence. See, the preferences are always there for any protocol, policies, and products. Because for me, I like more of open source tools. There are some who like the Microsoft tools. Some like the like tools like third parties. So it is most of the preference. See, I can't advocate anything, meaning like there is exactly the choices, the budget, then the cost, everything matters on deciding a tool. And also the biggest thing is the amount of data that is available, because if you're looking for terabytes of data, I would always recommend something like a Python or RStudio, and use a custom development software internally. And if you're looking at like a mini amount of data, you can use Power BI or Tableau. Tableau I would prefer because it's very lightweight and it's easy to use. And Power BI as well is a Microsoft product you can use. But again, the cost resides and the features, and sometimes the UI. Some might like the UI of Tableau, or some might like the UI of Power BI. But that's the reason you have a trial and you can choose. I know I'm not good at that. Can Google Maps be implemented in Tableau? Like yes, of course there is geographical. There is geographical value which can be done in Tableau.
Participants, do you have any more questions?
I will share the PPT. I will share the PPT.
Okay, thanks. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, everyone.
I may like to express our sincere thanks to Mr. Kias Hanifa for giving excellent coverage in business intelligence tools, its features and its benefits with examples. I think I have one more question from
Sure. From where
Ranjan
database?
Valia. From where database for different problems, example, physiological signals and validate the data and research.
1 second, let me find something.
Yeah. Sir?
Yeah, I'm finding it. Go on, sir.
Okay. We'll wait.
This is one. This is one. If I find further, I can just mail it. I've not come across so closely that one, but I can find it for the say 5 physiological signals.
Thank you, sir.
Thank
Thank you
you.
for sharing the URLs. Thank you for explaining this business intelligence, how it actually works with architecture. And
Thank
you have
you.
also encouraged all the participants to participate in data analyst competitions. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.